think it's starting. It's started. There we go. Right, how are you all doing? I am knackered. I've just finished events training day. I've got 2 weeks now to the competition. So next Saturday, I will not be doing heavy. I'll be on a deload. This working week, so this Monday, Friday coming after this weekend, I will still be going relatively heavy, but I won't be doing the events of the competition. I'll be doing variations of. Example, I won't be doing a 9-inch pull on a deadlift. I'll be doing a standard, which is a 7-inch pull, and blah blah blah. I'm admitting defeat to the pressing medley. I can probably, when I got 37 and a bit kilos on a dumbbell press, I don't know, maybe it's going to feel different on a proper monster dumbbell, maybe not, but I am not going to go silly and try and kill myself on the second event. So I'm aiming for a clean. So if I can clean the weight up to the shoulder, smile for the camera, and then drop it down, that's probably going to be me done. Get this competition out of the way, and I'm going to be focusing very hard on my pressing, and I'm not going to lie, make sure in my second competition there's possibly not a monster dumbbell overhead, or if there is a monster dumbbell, it's a little bit more realistic to what I can hit. It's a shame I couldn't get to Southampton's Strongest, which is in June. Money, really, more than anything else. It was coming very close to maybe not, but some more positions came available, more slots, and I was tempted, but I was contacting them on Facebook to double check that the slots they had left available were in my category, and they didn't. They never got back. I assume they're busy. They never quite got back. And in all fairness, what with the issues I've got going on at home financially, it wouldn't be really that good of a move. But that is a shame, because the monster dumbbell on that, the opening weight was 26 kilograms, and I reckon I could have got that, and then I could have probably gone for 30, and then I'd have maybe gone go hard or go home for 35. But as I say, pressing is, I would say, it's my weakness. So when this competition's out of the way and I start running my second program, I am going to be making sure that more pressing is involved. Again, I'll look into what competition available. I haven't seen any more local ones coming up recently. The advantage about doing a Southampton one would be, Southampton being my hometown, I won't get lost. There is one up in Peterborough, which I'm tempted by. It's not far from the train station, but it's a long old journey to get up to Peterborough from Canterbury. So we'll see. I'm not going to go for events. I'm not going for competitions that I just know I'm not going to hit. Challenge myself, yes, but there's no point going into it if you're sort of like, okay, so I'll fail that. With this one, last week I done it's actually, for me, it's more of a 9.5-inch pull, because I couldn't quite get the standards right, because I got that's 3-inch, and that's what I've got the barbell sat on either way. Obviously 7-inch, that's your standard pull from there to there, so that would be 10. So that's a little bit of an unfair advantage. I do have the this thing will squash down, not by a load, but it will squash down anyway. So you're probably losing, maybe, let's say you're losing a couple of millimeters off that. It makes it all smaller, which makes it all different. And I'm stood on this is the platform I'm stood on, which is about 1/2 inch. So at the moment, I would say at the highest, I'm going off a 9.5-inch pull, which is 1/2 inch higher than the actual competition height. So, you know, maybe, maybe not. But the weight for the competition is 160 plus chains. Now on the website, on the Facebook page, it's saying the chains allowed at 15, maybe 20 kilos once you're full at lockout. So I've done 175 plus chains last week, so maybe 180, 185 maybe, and today I done 180 without chains. So I'm hoping the initial pull of the 160 won't be too bad, and just get to lockout shouldn't be too bad. I can get a rep. I can possibly get two. I think it depends how much time I'll get in terms of warm-ups. Obviously jumping straight onto the weight. I'm going to take some resistance bands with me, thick ones, so I can, like, you know, get the motors rolling. I don't know. I can get started. So yeah, I'm quietly confident I'll get a rep, which is better than a 0. So yeah, that's good for a rep. The dumbbell, the pressing medley, nah, it's just not gonna happen unless something crazy happens and I get there and I get the dumbbell overhead. I'm probably not going to go on to the second part of the medley, which is the axle barbell, because I have done no training for that. So yeah, I want to be able to finish the competition. So I'm not going to kill myself off on the first event. Absolute best case scenario is I'll get the monster dumbbell overhead. That's the absolute best case scenario. So even if I get that and I get it smooth and I'm feeling awesome, I'm probably not. No, I won't, because there's more events to go. The 210 kilogram yoke for 20 meters. Today I loaded up the barbell with 210 kilos and stood up and done a bit of marching on the spot with it. Foot went a bit sideways, but yeah, whether I'll carry it down a full 20 meter course, I don't know. But if nothing else, I should be able to pick it up and move it for a little bit. So if they give you a minute to do it, I don't know, maybe if I can clear a meter in a second, maybe, and then drop down. Well, we'll see. I'll get it off the ground. That's the main thing. Right, of course, the next event. Hang on. No, it's just someone going past the window. What is the next event? The sandbag toss. Now, I've not done any of that. I've been doing some explosive high swings with a 20 kilogram kettlebell. Now, the weights for the competition is 2 bags of 10 kilos, a bag of 12, and 2 bags of 14, something like that. So I don't know. I don't know is the best thing I can say for that. That's going to be a hit or a miss. If I can get the distance, if I can time the height and time the distance right, I'd like to think I'll be able to get at least one of those 10 kilogram sandbags over the 4 meter height, but I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't. But I'm not gonna. If the first one doesn't go, I'll keep going. I'll keep going, trying to get at least one bag over. And if I can get one, I'll take it. And of course, the last event is the Atlas stones. Again, I've still not got any Atlas stones, but I have got the 75 kilo sandbag, which I've done that for 5 reps. And the weight of that bag pretty much covers the weight of the first 2 stones, definitely. The third one is 80, but I'd like to think at the pace I can move 75 sandbag, I'd like to think I'll be able to get the 80 kilo stone up onto the platform. So yeah, that's my hoping. That's my hoping. The heights of the platforms have been put up, so while I'm not training crazy heavy now, this coming Monday, which is the, what are we now, 12th, week starting the 12th, the Monday to the Friday, I am still in heavy zone. When I get to the Saturday, which is the, what is the Saturday? I don't even know. But I think if I've timed it right, next week is 1 week till the competition. It's an awkward one where it lands on a Saturday, but my training starts on a Monday. That's the thing, when you do 6 weeks, you've got to try and work it out. But I think today was the heaviest I do. Next week is a deload. Yeah, you've got to count it as in 2 weeks. So yeah, next week's the deload. It's going to be the what, 17th? Yeah. And then the Sunday after that's the competition. Yeah, there we go. So I've got a heavy Monday to Friday of my gym workout. Then I've got a deload for the competition. Anything I do the Monday to Friday, that's going to be deloading as well. And then on Saturday the 24th, competition. So yeah. So I say, a little bit gutting that I not going to get very far with that pressing medley. Next competition I go in for, I might have to make sure that, I mean, most of them, they're normally axles or logs or monster dumbbells. So I'm gonna work hard on my pressing after this competition's out of the way. Just the way I'm planning up my next thing. If you're looking for some sort of strength coach or personal trainer, you could do a lot worse than me. Hop over to the website www.paulhaleylifts.co.uk. There's some little cheap programs ready to buy. There's also the one-to-one personal coaching option, and we can get you strong, fit and healthy. Yeah. If I don't look it at the moment, that's because I'm battered. I can safely say I'm going to feel pretty battered in a couple of weeks' time after I've done the competition as well. So yeah, there we go. That's it. That's how everything's running. Gutted that the pressing medley is going to be a bit of a no-go for me. But if nothing else, I'm going to clean that dumbbell. If nothing else, get that cleaned, get a picture. I might even have a sad face like, get someone recording it. That's the best I can do. Chuck it down. But yeah, I'd like to think the rest are going to be okay. 3 out of 5 events I can probably do a little bit of work with. So if there's 2 events that might end up being a bit, it's just one of them. I don't know. Like I say, I really don't have any spare money at the moment. Maybe if I found a cheap 10 kilo sandbag, I'll go try tossing it up in the air see if I can work out how far 4 meters is. But I don't think that's going to happen next couple of weeks. That's not going to happen. So I'm just going to have to work it out on the day when I get there. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. Well, that is it for now. If you watched if you've watched to the end of this, thank you. Please consider liking and subscribing if you haven't done any of them yet. I'm looking into them Patreon things, so I can try and get a bit of money. I'm not going to lie, it's the only reason people do it. But for now, we're just going to stick with the standards and work it out from there. Right. So yeah, that's it for today, and I'll speak to you all later. And as always, keep strong, keep happy and keep healthy, and I'll see you later.